This is AEF School. Today's lesson is on global warming. This lesson includes a gap fill exercise and a listening comprehension exercise. Let's start. Global warming. Introduction. The planet's constant temperature rise is extremely upsetting. Global warming is the root cause of this. When sunlight strikes the Earth, global warming begins. The clouds, atmospheric particles, reflective ground surfaces, and ocean surface then reflect about 30% of the sunlight back into space, while the rest is absorbed by oceans, air, and land. As a result, the planet's surface and atmosphere heat up, making life possible. As the Earth warms, solar energy is radiated by thermal radiation and infrared rays, which travel directly into space and cool the Earth. Some of the emitted radiation, however, is absorbed by carbon dioxide, water vapors, ozone, methane, and other gases in the atmosphere and re-radiated. Some of the emitted radiation, however, is absorbed by carbon dioxide, water vapors, ozone, methane, and other gases in the atmosphere and re-radiated to the Earth's surface. Because of their ability to trap heat, these gases are commonly referred to as greenhouse gases. It should be noted that this reabsorption process is beneficial because the Earth's average surface temperature would be very cold if greenhouse gases did not exist. The problem began when humans artificially increased the concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere at an alarming rate over the last 2 centuries. Now, have a look at the script and fill in the gaps with the correct words. Burning biomass produces a mixture of organic droplets and soot particles. Depending on the process, many industrial processes generate a wide range of aerosols. Furthermore, exhaust emissions from various modes of transportation produce a rich mixture of pollutants that are either aerosols from the start or are transformed into aerosols by chemical reactions in the atmosphere. Global warming causes. Greenhouse gases are the primary cause of global warming. Carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxides are among them. The accumulation of these gases in the atmosphere alters the radiative equilibrium. Because greenhouse gases absorb some of the Earth's outgoing radiation and re-radiate it back towards the surface, their overall effect is to warm the Earth's surface and lower atmosphere. The net warming from 1850 to the end of the 20th century was nearly 2.5 watt per square meter. With carbon dioxide accounting for roughly 60% of the total, methane accounting for 25%, and nitrous oxides and halocarbons accounting for the remainder, Joe Farman of the British Antarctic Survey published an article in 1985 demonstrating the decline in ozone levels over Antarctica during the early 1980s. The response was dramatic. Large-scale international scientific programs were launched to prove that CFCs used as aerosol propellants in industrial cleaning fluids and refrigeration tools were to blame. Even more significant was the sudden international action to reduce CFC emissions. The second major cause of global warming is ozone depletion. This is caused primarily by the presence of chlorine-containing source gases. When exposed to ultraviolet light, these gases dissociate, releasing chlorine atoms that catalyze ozone destruction. Aerosols in the atmosphere are also contributing to global warming by altering the climate in 2 ways. They scatter and absorb solar and infrared radiation. and they may change the microphysical and chemical properties of clouds, potentially affecting their lifetime and extent. Solar radiation absorption by aerosols directly warms the air rather than allowing sunlight to be absorbed by the Earth's surface. Humans contribute to the amount of aerosols in the atmosphere in a variety of ways. Dust, for example, is a byproduct of agriculture. Now, have a look at the script and fill in the gaps with the correct words. The effects of global warming. The results predicting the effects of global warming is one of the most difficult tasks that climate scientists face. This is due to the fact that natural processes that cause rain, snowfall, hailstorms, and sea level rise are dependent on a wide range of variables. Furthermore, it is difficult to predict the size of future greenhouse gas emissions because this is largely determined by technological advancements and political decisions. Many negative consequences of global warming are described here. First, excess water vapor in the atmosphere falls back as rain, causing floods in various parts of the world. When the weather warms, evaporation from both land and sea increases. This causes drought in areas where increased evaporation is not offset by increased precipitation. Crop failure and famine are likely in some parts of the world, particularly in areas where temperatures are already high. The extra water vapor content in the atmosphere will fall as rain again, causing a flood. Drought and water scarcity may affect towns and villages that rely on melting snow from snowy mountains. It is because glaciers all over the world are shrinking at an alarming rate, and ice melting appears to be occurring faster than previously predicted. According to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, approximately 1/6 of the world's population lives in regions that will be affected by a decrease in melting water. The warmer climate will almost certainly result in more heat waves, more violent rainfall, and an increase in the severity of hailstorms and thunderstorms. The most lethal effect of global warming is rising sea levels. Rising temperatures cause ice and glacier to melt quickly. This will cause rising water levels in oceans, rivers, and lakes, which will cause devastation in the form of floods. Now, have a look at the script and fill in the gaps with the correct words. Global warming solutions. The dangers posed by global warming are enormous. Excessive use of fossil fuels such as coal, natural gas, and oil also contributes to it. The use of fossil fuels should be phased out immediately. The use of alternative energy sources is the most important solution to putting an end to this disaster. Wind, solar, biomass, geothermal, and hydro are among them. The most notable benefit of using these sources is their cleanliness. They do not emit any pollutants or toxic gases that contribute to global warming. They are eco-friendly and pose no threat to the ecological balance. However, their high installation and setup costs may initially turn off energy companies, but in the long run, they are unquestionably beneficial to everyone. Most importantly, fossil fuels will run out one day, and we will need to switch to renewable energy sources for energy production sooner or later. As a result, using alternative energy sources is the long-term solution to global warming. Recycling is another effective way to combat global warming. People should use rechargeable batteries rather than disposable batteries. Quality, long-lasting products should be purchased. Shopping should be done at local markets to reduce transportation costs. Individual efforts such as lowering thermostats in the winter and switching to compact fluorescent lamps instead of incandescent lamps can help to address the issue of global warming. Reforestation programs must be launched in order to plant a large number of trees. Governments should discourage forest degradation and deforestation. Nuclear power is another possible solution because it produces fewer emissions. However, this method should be used with caution because it can result in severe accidents. Thus, the major challenge is to overcome the security, propagation, waste disposal, and high costs of nuclear power if this method is to be made practical. Now, have a look at the script and fill in the gaps with the correct words. Now, listen carefully to the audio once again and provide accurate answers to the following questions.